Hi guys, well today we're going to be talking about clean air in the van. Yep, a lot of us have some stinky stuff going on and there's just a lot of smoke everywhere, and we're going to be talking about this and air purifiers and more, so stay tuned. Hi guys, well today I'm going to be talking about air purifiers and plants and all kinds of things, and the reason being is, well, we've had a lot of smoke and a lot of air pollution all over the world due to all of our wildfires. In fact, I don't think there's a place on this earth that hasn't been touched by smoke lately. For the last couple of days it's been pretty nice here, but I'm pretty sure that some of you out there are probably still living in some miserable fog of smoke like we all were for the last who knows how long. I just kind of lost track of time there when it came to that. But yeah, I had some friends and subscribers reach out to me, and basically they wanted to know what to do about air quality in your rig. My best friend, he lives in a motorhome, and he lives here in California as well, and he was very concerned about the air quality, and he wanted to know what if anything, if I knew something about it, and or if I made a video about it. So I thought his idea about making a video about this would be a good idea. So here's what I told him in an email, and here's what I found out. And it's basically that they're probably not a good thing to have in your rig. And yeah, I know all you guys think that California makes a lot of rules and regulations that are stupid. I agree with you. I wholeheartedly admit that they pass way too many laws that are, you know, especially if you're an adult, you shouldn't have to deal with in this day and age. But yeah, this time I'm going to side with them. After I found out that pretty much all of the air purifiers on the market, except for a very few, you know, whether they be for regular house use or portable all the way down to USB or otherwise, were not allowed to be sold in California, I had to find out why. Because when I went on Amazon and I tried to order some of these things, or even looked at some of the listings that they had, they said not available in your area, not available in California, over and over and over again. So I got online and I started researching it, and I found out that most of these air purifiers are not just an air purifier like I always thought they were. They're also ozone generators. And if they produce a certain amount of ozone, then California will not allow them to be sold in the state. And it's probably a really good idea, because ozone is not something you want to mess around with. It's great up there in the sky where it belongs, but it's not good for animals and people. You know, unless you're a pot plant inside of a grow room, ozone is not good for you. Okay? So, yeah, we don't want to be messing with that stuff. And I had no idea until I did this research that they actually put ozone generators in air purifiers. I thought they were separate. I thought you had the little HEPA filter deal, and that's all it was, and you just sucked the air through the filter and then it pushed it out. I had no idea that they also put like all this fancy stuff in there, like the ozone generator and the negative ion thingy and all this da-da-da-da-da stuff. And the smaller the air purifier, the less likely it is to have a HEPA filter. Yeah, that's right. So anything that's going to be, you know, suitable for an RV, you know, space-wise or otherwise, is most likely going to have an ozone generator in it, especially those little tiny, cute little USB-powered ones. That's right. So I decided I don't want to take the risk, and I thought I would share it with you guys because I don't think that it's a good idea, especially if you're older and or have respiratory issues already. And the sad part is they like to market this kind of stuff to people who have stuff like COPD and asthma and things like that, saying, oh, clean your air and protect your lungs. Well, no, you're actually damaging your lungs, because this stuff causes respiratory irritation and or inflammation and all kinds of stuff. It could even make it so you can't breathe. And I know a lady who used to work at a water bottling plant, and they purify this bottled water with ozone, which is a good idea. However, it can be very dangerous. And she had no idea that one of the machines that she was working on was leaking one day. She just thought she had the flu or something because she kept having to stop and go to the restroom and throw up. And she was very dizzy and everything else. So she told her boss, hey, I think I'm sick. I need to go home. Well, her boss was smart enough to figure out, hey, maybe something's wrong with the machine. So he checked the machine, and sure enough, the thing was leaking. Now, she couldn't smell it, she couldn't taste it, or anything like that. She had no idea that this ozone was leaking into the air that she was breathing. Because in small enough amounts, it's not going to make a smell. You can smell it if it's like, you know, in a, you know, you can smell it in a thunderstorm. You could smell it, you know, if there's a big, you know, ozone generator producing it, you can smell it, but for the most part, you can't. And it takes very little of it to make a person sick. So as far as I'm concerned, that's very scary. I would not want to risk it, especially in something like, you know, a van that's like 60 square feet. I mean, most of us live in rigs that are 100 square feet or less. You really don't want to put that thing inside of something like that. And do you really want to waste the power at nighttime on something like that? I mean, seriously, especially when you could just have something like a plant growing in your space, and that will at least help with the air quality. You know, a lot of us, when there are smoky situations, we're going to close up all of our windows and doors to try to keep the smoke out. And so, yeah, it is a good idea to have something that can clean the air for you while you're, you know, shut up in your van, or even if it's winter time or whatever. And I've always had plants. I've always had good luck with them. Yeah, sometimes they make a mess. You get the dirt on the floor, you get leaves, whatever. But for me, they've always helped. And I told my mother while I was visiting with her here that I think my plants saved my life when it comes to like the smoke. Because at night the fires would die down and the smoke would be a little bit less, and then I would have all of my, you know, windows and doors closed and my drapes down and my little plants in here, and I think that they were actually cleaning my air enough to keep me alive, like for real. So yeah, I just wanted to put that out there for you guys. And there are some, like, any kind of plant is good for this, but I guess apparently there are some that are better, like snake plant or mother-in-law's tongue. I love those kind of plants that are like that because they're very, I don't know, easy care. Snake plants don't care where they're growing as long as they don't get frozen. They're fine. The only problem with them is they get giant, and then you have to adopt them out to somebody when they get too big for your van. But other than that, they're a good, easy care plant that you can grow inside of your rig, no problem. Another one is ivy. Ivy will grow indoors and outdoors, and you're pretty much living indoor-outdoor when you're in a van. So I think ivy is a good plant. Just don't overwater it. Let it get dry in between waterings, and you're good. Another one is chrysanthemum. I love chrysanthemums. I did not know that they are good air cleaners, though, until quite recently. And they are a nice perennial that will grow for a very long time, and they bloom in the fall. So you have kind of like these beautiful fall flowers and that last quite a long time. So I recommend, you know, chrysanthemums. Just let them sit outside every once in a while so they can get some good sun, so they'll keep growing for you. And just any kind of plant that's trailing or has, like, you know, a lot of leaves on it is going to be good. I got some more succulents too because I really love them, and they are, you know, hardy. They will handle a lot of extremes, especially, you know, sunny weather, which you get on a dashboard garden. You get a lot of sun. And they're very happy with that, and you don't have to water them too much. So you don't have to worry about like wasting drinking water or whatever when you're boondocking or something like that. So I try to get plants that don't need a lot of water, like succulents. Spider plants are good too, if you like those kinds of things. But anything that's trailing and has long leaves or a lot of leaves, that's going to be a really good solution. And you're just going to have to find a way to keep them in your van. Other than that, there's nothing else that I know of personally. If you guys know of something else, like, I don't know. I know that salt lamps help, but you don't want to keep that in your van because they basically collect moisture, and we already have a condensation problem living in a small space like this. And they will make a mess, although they are very beautiful, and there's not very many of them that are run off of 12 volt that I've ever seen. So they're going to be kind of hard to find. You can get the USB powered ones, but they generally have LED lights in them, so they don't heat up, and they need that incandescent bulb inside to heat up to work right. So yeah, so I wouldn't recommend a salt lamp living in a van. But yeah, other than plants, guys, that's basically it. Unless you can, if you got enough solar to run one of those old-fashioned HEPA filter air purifiers, if it's something you want to do, or if you can hook up, if you're in an RV park, you know, more power to you. I do know, like, you know, air conditioners filter the air a tiny bit, not very much, especially if you're just using your cab air conditioner. There's probably a lot of dirt and crud, you know, caught in the ventilation system in there from driving down, you know, dirty roads and stuff. So you're not going to get that pure of air coming out of that, but that's something you could try. But yeah, guys, that's all I can recommend. I wouldn't want to risk, you know, hurting anyone or myself by recommending these portable air purifiers. I think that they're dangerous. I have to agree with California. I would not want to buy one for my rig. If you want to take the risk, that's up to you, but not me. I'm not going to do it. So hopefully you guys, hopefully you got something out of this. And if you did, please like and subscribe. And share this with your friends. It's really important. The RV community needs to know about this kind of stuff. It's these air purifiers, especially the cute little portable ones. I'm pretty sure that's all they are, is an ozone generator, and they're not for home use. You know, it's just not something that you want to risk, because they're not going to tell you how many parts per million or whatever. You don't know. You're just a civilian. You can't monitor that stuff yourself. I mean, even if they say, oh, it's safe, blah, blah, blah. How do you know? How do you know? So yeah, guys, just be safe, be careful, and share this with your friends. And thank you so very much for watching. And yeah, guys, have a nice day. Talk to you later. Bye.